Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just want to give y'all a little bit of an update. So first, we're going to do a bit of a garage update with all the vehicles, and we finally built some new steps for the house. But I'm going to pull the 6.0 over by the white truck and the Chrysler and get a thumbnail for this video. Okay, guys, so like I was saying, I am going to pull this over there and get a thumbnail for this video. But kind of the first update that I wanted to talk about is I'm starting a second channel. So I've been thinking about this, and as y'all know, we have this channel which is more geared around automotive stuff. No pun intended on that, but it's more focused, I guess, around automotive stuff. I have made some house videos, you know, remodeling the house and whatnot, but I kind of hated doing that due to the fact of, like I said, this is more of an automotive channel. So with that being said, and you know, the business stuff and all of that, which I'm working on getting back into, I've been doing a lot of research type stuff this week on business stuff to try to offer new services and whatnot. So hopefully we'll get to that here pretty soon. I ordered some stuff the other day. I'm just waiting on it to come in, and then we will get to that. But you know, again, for the time being, we're just waiting on that stuff, which is fine, because I have stuff I want to get done with this, the white truck, the 300, you know, so on and so forth. So I'm not in a super big hurry for that. I don't know if y'all can tell, but we're supposed to get some rain. So here in a bit I am going to get the Chrysler in the shop, but I'm staying in here, by the way, because it's windy and I don't want any wind noise to translate. I'll probably hop in the 300 here in a minute. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to be starting a second channel. I'll put a link to it down in the description, at the top of the description, if anybody wants to check it out. But yes, I am going to do that for the house stuff, business stuff, the garage rebuild. Been pricing stuff for that to try to get that rolling, especially now that lumber prices are starting to come off the high that they've been on, and just a bunch of different stuff. So like I said, I'll put it at the top of the description down below. I might put it thing upon the screen here. Also, guys, I just got finished with both of these videos and started editing, and I noticed I didn't mention this, been trying to mention this, but we're getting very, very close to 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing to me. And thank y'all for all the support on the channel. But currently speaking, at the time of editing both the videos I filmed today, we're at 1,678 subscribers, somewhere in there. So if y'all would, please give this video. But anyway, guys, like I was saying, if y'all would, please drop a thumbs up and comment on this video. Share this video with your friends and family. And if you're not already, please be sure to subscribe. I really do appreciate it. But anyway, guys, let's get back to the video. I don't know, but I might put it up on the screen there. Or, if nothing else, it will be down in the description. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to step out of here. So, some of the updates, again, like I was talking about with, let me open that, so the vehicles and, you know, whatnot, is, well, hold on, let me get a thumbnail, and then we'll get into it. Alright guys, so, as y'all know, these are the three main channel vehicles. We'll just kind of go from left to right here. This is my 05 300C that I bought wrecked from Copart right around 2 years ago. It shouldn't have taken this long, but with, you know, the pandemic and everything, working on the house, working on this, that breaking down, it's taken, like I said, way too long. It's currently apart because we're getting ready to paint the car, body work and all that stuff. That's why I'm actually about to pull it down to the shop, because it is supposed to start raining sometime tonight. But moving on from this, we have the white truck, the vehicle that I started the channel with. But this is my 97 F-150 4.6 two-wheel drive, 12-inch lift. I mean, it's custom painted, it's everything. And then we have my current daily driver, my 2006 F-250 6.0. So, kind of with that being said, I'm going to hop in here and take this down to the shop. Okay, so I'm hoping this car starts. Hasn't been started in, look at that, that's amazing. That's a good thing. This car has been started in 3 weeks, I think. So it's quite nice that it started for us. But again, I am going to take this down to the shop. As tomorrow, I did have plans to start working on this thing. So, like I said, we'll get it pulled down here, get it in the shop. That way, we don't have to mess with working on a wet car, because if you've ever done that, you know it's not pleasant. I'll stop right here. Now, this little piece of crap, that's not mine. It's not ours. I'm hoping that POS leaves very soon. It has been sitting down here. Actually, I'll pull over here and I'll show you all. So, y'all know, or some of you know, we have my Jeep. It was one of the first channel vehicles that I ever bought. Bought it almost 3 years ago. Shortly after, I bought this Hyundai. The Jeep still doesn't run. Haven't messed with it in 2 years, something like that. It won't start. So we put a motor in it, did a bunch of stuff to it, still not getting spark. Eventually we will get back to this Jeep. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with the thing. So after that, we purchased this Hyundai, or I purchased this Hyundai, rebuilt it, gave it to my sister, and then about a year later, it blew up. The motor blew up. I think, I don't know. I think they overheated it. When we got it back here, plugged the scanner into it. The first thing the scanner showed was check engine light. Pulled up the check engine light, and it showed like 250 degrees. So that's, I'm gonna say it overheated really badly. But with a square body, I eventually want to get to this. And then that truck down there is my grandpa's dad's truck that my grandpa gave him before he passed away. So that little POS of AO back there has been sitting down here for probably 10 years or better. And I think owner, or the owner's dad, is finally going to come get the thing. But we went ahead and pulled it up here. That way it's easier for them to load, get out of here. But anyway, kind of back to, we'll start with the 300 here. So with this car, again, y'all know I bought this car from Copart. We still need to finish it up. So with that being said, we have a few things. If y'all remember, I pulled the fenders off. The fenders are over here. One is right there and the other one's right behind it, if y'all can see it. I pulled the fenders off the car. Was going to trade them for a parts car for this. That was black. Almost wasted a lot of time on that deal. The day before we were supposed to go get the parts car, the guy sent me a bunch of pictures of it finally, and that car was beat from one end to the other. So didn't do that, wasn't worth the time. Really what I wanted a parts car for was to not have to paint this car and not have to body work this door. So I figured if we're gonna have to body work stuff, I'm not gonna spend 13 hours of my life in a truck going to Oklahoma, picking up a car and coming back, and spending the same amount of money on said parts car that I was gonna spend to paint this one. So we just bought paint. I have paint in the house. I need to ring that down here at some point. But I have paint, I have a new grill, I have fog lights, I have a new front bumper. I have a bunch of stuff for this car, and we're gonna get started on it hopefully this weekend. That's the plan anyway. But as y'all know, with me, generally speaking, my plans don't go as planned. So that's kind of that. But like I said, we do have paint. We have a bunch of parts for this thing. We should have everything needed to go ahead and fix this door, fix the rear bumper. Then we'll sand the entire car, paint the entire car. That way we don't have to worry about blending and paint matching and all that other stuff. So that's kind of that with this car here. But I am going to go ahead, like I said, and we're going to get it put here in the shop. Alright guys, so with the 300 kind of out of the way, we have these two. So on the white truck here, y'all know we just got this thing somewhat finished up not too long ago. Now, a few things still have left to do that I want to do. I'd like to update the sound system on this thing. I'd like to get a new steering wheel for it, headliner, get the headliner put back in after it gets recovered. Just a bunch of little nitpicky stuff. I'd like to rebuild the front end, go ahead and get that done. We need to put a rear main seal in the thing, as well as a front input shaft seal on the transmission, because it is leaking a little bit. So I'd like to get both of those taken care of. That way we don't have to worry about any oil leaks or anything like that. I do want to do some custom headlights for this truck, like we've been building for the 6.0. I have not forgot about those for the 6.0. I need to get paint matched to the powder, and I need to make sure that I like the powder before we get the paint to match. So that's kind of been the hold up there with those headlights. But, and if y'all are getting any wind noise, I do apologize. I'm sitting here with my hand kind of cupped around the camera, that way hopefully we don't get any wind noise. But if we do, I apologize. Park's living on top of a hill. But anyway, like I said, I do want to get some custom headlights built for this thing, as well as some other goodies here and there. I've been looking at getting some different wheels. I'd kind of like to do some 12 wide wheels on this thing again, in chrome or polished or something similar. And that is really kind of it on this truck. If I keep the platinum wheels that I have on here, I do want to get some different tires because the rear tires on these wheels are pretty bad. So I like to get some different tires for those. And then we still have to finish up. I still need to put these other 2 pods in on this side. I need to get those in, and I need to get our step brackets built for this side. And then something else that I was thinking of. Fender liners. So I have fender liners in the back of the 6.0. We found some that came off of one of the other 10th gens I've had. So we do have those down here. Well, they're in the 6.0, but got them cleaned up. I want to get them painted before they go in this truck. That way they're nice when they go in. When we get around to getting those put in, we have rock lights for the thing and a few other things here and there. And that should be it for the time being on this truck. Like I said, there's things that I want to change up, but we'll get there. I'm not in no hurry with it. I'm just happy that it's drivable again. I haven't drove it in over a week, but I'm happy that I have the ability to drive it. That's the big thing. And if you're wondering, the reason why we're doing the white truck, or the Chrysler, before the 6.0, we'll get to the 6.0 in a minute. But originally, while we tore the 6.0 down, I was going to drive this truck as a daily driver. I don't really want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and get the Chrysler together. That way I don't have to drive the white truck as a daily driver. Have something practical to daily drive around and, have fun with. And that car needs done anyway. So, with that being said, moving on to the 6.0, which probably been my favorite vehicle. It kind of hurts to say that, because me and the white truck have been through so many different things together. I absolutely love the white truck, but the 6.0, it's just different. Having something that's a little simpler, have more power, it's more usable, it's a lot nicer interior, it's an upgrade. It's a really big upgrade, going from 97 XLT to 06 Lariat diesel 4-wheel drive crew cab, so on and so forth. But on the 6.0 here, we have some more stuff coming from our friends over at Eden Motor. That video will probably be up sometime here pretty soon. They shipped it out around, I think, 7 this morning. I was talking to them last night. I think they shipped the stuff around 7 o'clock this morning. So that should be here before too long. We'll have a video on that. And then I'll probably make another video customizing that thing. But y'all will just have to stay tuned for that. Also, as y'all know, we do have a lift for this truck. We do have tires and wheels for this truck, which I will show y'all here in a minute, because I'm currently getting rained on, which is just great. But I have some new style steps for this truck, actually the same style we have on this truck. We've been building the custom headlights. I want to get a bunch of paint matching done on this, on the 6.0. There's a bunch of stuff. So, that being said, I'm going to take the 0 turn back down to the shop, because I've been riding this thing around the yard. I like this thing, but I don't want it to sit in the shop too long and just move it from inside the shop, outside the shop. So every time I do that, I try to at least ride it around the yard and then take it back. But we'll run down here at the shop, and I'll show y'all a couple more things that we have for this truck. Okay, so get this thing back in here. But I wanted to show y'all on the 6.0. As y'all seen a few videos back, we did get our platinum wheels mounted on our new Maxxis tires. So we have that. Over here, I have powder for the lift in one of those boxes there under the 300 grill and 300 bumper. White truck parts, 6.0 parts. That is one of our lift boxes. Here's some more of our lift stuff for this. But another thing I wanted to give y'all an update on was my 420. So most of y'all probably don't remember the 420 here, which is a shame because that thing has been through a lot. I bought that thing 2017. Yeah, around the 1st of November 2017. Doesn't seem like it's been that long, but I bought that thing in Mississippi. It didn't run. Was told needed a fuel pump. Classic. All right. So brought it home. Put a brand new pump on it. Still wouldn't run. A midst of about a year and a half later. Now remember, this time I just graduated high school. Right. I'd sold my 350 that I had at the time. I'll throw a picture of it up here on the screen. Okay, so I'll move this back over in the driveway. But, y'all seen the 350 I had? I love that thing, right? There's a long story on that one too. I kind of got screwed on that thing, but I bought a Jeep for $250. That's what we agreed on. At the time, at the time I was 16. Yeah, about 4 or 5 months before my 17th birthday, bought that Jeep for $250, and then it turned out we went and picked it up. The guy was out of town. It was a family friend of ours that my grandpa worked with. Then when he got back in town and went to go get the title, then it was $350. I don't know how that worked, but anyway, whatever. The Jeep needed head gaskets, so we put head gaskets in it here. Tried selling it. It was hard to sell because it was a 2-wheel drive Cherokee. So ended up trading it for this 350, completely stock, except for it had a snorkel. So traded for it. Actually, around the time I put the FabTech lift on the white truck, funny enough, and the move bumper. But traded for it. It needed a battery and what else? Carburetor needed cleaned, and it needed swing arm bushings. Well, carburetor, whatever, it's not that bad. It did run. It did run fine. After it got going, it started fine, but it was a little, you could tell the carburetor was a little gummed up. So, it's not a big deal. You can get a carburetor on Amazon for like $30, whatever. Battery, 50, 60, $70. Not a big deal. So I got the thing, ordered swing arm bushings. It also didn't have any brakes, Honda thing. So I got a battery, saved up money, and got a battery. I got a new carburetor. I got swing arm bushings. I got brake stuff to make the back brakes work. The fronts, the lines were cut and all kinds of stuff. So I thought, if we can get the rear brakes working at least, that'll be great. No, actually I take that back. The front brakes did work. You had to pump them up. The reservoir was a little messed up. Anyway, so I got stuff because the rear cables were cut. I was going to do that. And the swing arm bushings at the same time. I already put the new battery on it. I put the carburetor on it. I was riding it around the yard, you know, whatever was good. And we started putting swing arm bushings in it. Come to find out that the there's on Hondas, on those Hondas anyway, my 420 is different, but on the old 350 Hondas, you had a bolt. It's kind of like a bolt, so basically like a pin that threaded into the frame through the swing arm on the rear, and the bushing rode, or the bearing rode in there, and then that tightened everything to the frame. Well, somebody, I don't know who, I'm not going to say who, but it looked pretty fresh, so I'm going to say it was the guy I traded the Jeep to. But I don't know that, I'm not going to say. But somebody had apparently stripped out those pins, so they thought, well, we'll just put the pin in it and weld it. And that's what we found. So there's really no way to fix that other than buying a new frame. So I wrote it like that, It was fine, still love the thing. Had a blast. That picture I threw up on the screen was after I did a bunch of stuff to it. I put rock lights on that thing. I redid the snorkel. We did those bushings. Never got the brakes working right. There's some 28 1250 Gateway Outlaws, the OG Outlaws. Just a bunch of stuff. That thing was a ton of fun, but you know, I got to a point where I wanted something new. Matter of fact, about 6 months later, wanted something new. I really wanted a brand new one. So put it up for sale, sold it, whatever. Went to buy a new one. They wouldn't sell me a new one because I didn't have any credit. Which, now looking back, was probably a better thing, because it was going to be like $13,000 for a Rubicon, which is just nuts. For a Rubicon with a snorkel, 2-inch lift, which looking back was just the preload on the factory shocks cranked up. That was the 2-inch lift, and some 28s, what were they, Intimidators, with some nice MSA beadlock wheels, or they look like beadlocks. Probably wasn't real beadlocks, but anyway, I didn't get approved for that because I didn't have any credit. So I found that thing. Kind of a long way around here, but that's how I found that 420. Found it in Mississippi. 5 hours. I remember 5 hours and 7 minutes from this house to the guy's house where I bought it. Drove down there, picked it up, and just, you know, you hear people talk about, oh yeah, that thing's a basket case. Well, that one really was. We had laundry baskets full of parts that came with it, because it was all tore apart. Anyway, bought it for, what did I pay for that thing? Like $1,000 or $1,500 or something like that. The guy that owned it built the motor, put a bunch of money into it, and his girlfriend or wife, or you know, whatever she was to him, was pregnant with twins, so he needed it gone, didn't have time to fool with it, whatever, I get that. And to go a little in depth on the motor, it has a 500 top end with a 550 kit, so it's essentially a 550, not a 420 or whatever. 550 kit. It's got a bunch of stuff done to it. Anyway, long story short, I did a bunch of stuff to it. I put around $4,000 on top of that of my own money in it, and finally got the thing running. Ended up on the back of the engine, on the rear case, there's a little rubber grommet where wires come out. When they put the engine back together, they pinched the wire for the stator, and on those 420s, the stator and the crank sensor are built into the same wiring harness, and that's why it wouldn't run. So I got the thing running. I got a nice set of Outlaw 2s put on the thing from another four-wheeler that I kind of got screwed on, but I didn't care because it was a good deal. Took those Outlaws, put on the 420, and the thing looked really, really good in its time, and I'll throw a picture of it up here on the screen. So as y'all can see, thing looks pretty tough, right? And I will admit, it was pretty nice. Pulled it out of the shop, was gonna ride it up the road. Clutches won't grab. So, I put clutches in it. First ride, smoked them. You know, brand new. Well, I say brand new. Brand new to me. They were used clutches, stock clutches. Because at the time, didn't have the money. Really wanted my really expensive 420 at this moment to be running. So, went and got a set of clutches. Threw in the thing. One ride, that's all it made it. And those are the clutches that are in it currently. So, with that being said, and the long story of how the 420 came to be, as y'all remember, I sold the Outlaws. I sold the wheels that were on it. That's why it looks like it does now. Pulled one of the headlights out because I was going to have some custom headlights made, like, you know, like the Hayes Fab lights and all that stuff. And actually, Hayes Fab was going to make them. But anyway, he wanted me to make a template and send to him and all kinds of other stuff. And I never really got around to doing it. But we need new clutches. We have a CV axle on the front that's not working quite right. And then we also need to rework the brakes on it. And a few other things. I want to get some tires, wheels put back on it. Probably not going to go back to a 30. Probably going to stay around a 28. Probably won't do Outlaw 2s again. Might do a regular OG Outlaw or something similar. And then I want to repack the exhaust because the exhaust is has all the packings blown out. And Devin, the previous owner, just removed it. So it's essentially straight piped, and it's a little obnoxious. So I want to get that done as well. So that's a bit of an update. Sorry if this video was super long, but that's well, that's kind of where we're at. So now I gotta go do some stuff in here, and I'll make another video today for y'all of the white truck. So y'all stay tuned for that. But anyway, guys, like I said, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, I don't know why you would have found it helpful. But anyway, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to go check out the second channel. I'd really appreciate it. But anyway, guys, like I said, that's going to be a wrap. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a great day.